Hello Planty people, welcome back to my channel. I have a lot of things that I need to get done today. I have a lot of plant chores that need to get done today. I really badly, more than anything, need to clean my patio with some of my plants on it. It is nasty. I'll show you guys that in a second. I also have a lot of repotting I need to do, some watering, and I'm also having a small purge tonight, so I'm gonna show you guys how I get ready for something like that. Let me show you the patio. It just looks absolutely ridiculous. And before we get any farther, like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want to. If you don't want to, that's fine too. All right, let me show you the nastiness that is my patio. God, look how horrendous it looks out here. Ugh. It looks so bad. Maggie's having a good time though. This guy, this Hoya carrii, wants to commit suicide all the time, so there's always a pile of dirt because of him. I have put him in so many new terracotta pots, it's not even funny. He just doesn't like to be there, although he's getting ready to bloom. Maggie, leave it alone. She doesn't eat the plants, she just really loves to rub her face against them. But anyway, during this time, whenever I'm cleaning like the patio and stuff, yeah, my monstera keeps falling over. Ugh. Anyway, during this time, I like to go through and just get rid of plants that maybe aren't doing the best and maybe just need to be thrown away because they look so bad. I'm not trying to point any fingers out or anything. But yeah, ooh, let me show you this guy. He's got a new bebe on the way. Okay, now enough chatter. Let's go ahead and get started cleaning and throwing dead things away. Okay, so I'm first going to start out by like pulling things out as best as I can, especially since I have my tomato plants and my pepper plants. I don't know if I'll move them or not, but I like to move everything out so I can get all the soil out of the way. God. So I knocked over my Hoya pubicae, like, since I didn't even realize that I did. But she's bloomed! Let me show you. Oh my goodness, she has 3 peduncles! She's never bloomed for me before, but look! It looks so pretty! And there's another one over here, and then another one hiding right back in there. I don't know if you, I think you guys can see it, but look! Oh my goodness! Oh wow! I'm so excited. So glad that I decided to clean today. Also, it's so noisy, but if you're not new to my channel, then you know that anytime we come out on the patio that it's gonna be hella noisy. Okay, so now that we've got all the sweeping out of the way, this is how I like to water my house plants that are outside, so my outside plants. And I just discovered this last year, right before it started getting really cold, so I didn't really get to take advantage of it that much. And it kind of helps me clean the patio a little bit better as well. So yeah, this makes it so much easier to reach those really high plants. So yeah, that's how I like to water them, and then I'm left with a lot of water on my patio, and I just take this broom that I have over here in the corner and I just squeegee it out the door. So this is what she'd be looking like now. So much better. I know it's not perfect, but it is so much better. Now let's go repot some plants. Now, when I said that I have some repotting to do, I meant it. I think I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 plants to repot. Quite an endeavor. And most of them I am repotting because they were in leca, and some of them rotted, like their roots rotted. So I'm kind of like on a journey right now with what type of potting mediums that I really like. Also, I'm really sorry for the echo. It's just how it's gonna have to be whenever I film down here, and it's just so much easier to film in an area where I can just sweep up instead of having to vacuum, because you never really get it all whenever you vacuum on carpet. I don't care who you are, I don't care how good your vacuum is, you never get it all. So, we're repotting down here where I can just sweep it right up. Okay, so hopefully you can see my medium that I have right here, but it's pretty much just potting soil, perlite, a little bit of orchid bark, and some leca, because I have a giant bag of leca that is just sitting around in my garage, and I was like, well, why don't I just use some of it today for some aeration with some of my plants that I'm repotting, because I am making the decision to switch most of my plants into just regular soil, because, like, let me show you this plant really quick. This is my philodendron atabapoense. It's got a lot of beautiful water roots now. However, they did not look like that not too long ago, because he was in leca, and I kept the leca a little bit too moist, because it was working for me. It was working at the time. Oh my goodness, I feel like I'm all over the place. So the leca was working for me at the time. I was keeping things a little bit more moist. I even made a video about it because my plants were just thriving and they were having a good time. And I think this pot might be a little bit too big for him, but whatever. Or a little too small for him, but whatever. I'm not even worried about it. But in the end, I ended up rotting a lot of my plant's roots, except for my Hoya, which I'm really, really surprised about. And it might just be because Hoyas have more finer roots than aroids, and aroids just absorb a lot more. I'm not really 100% sure what the issue is, but yeah, my Hoya have had still a pretty good time, while my philodendron hated life. Okay, so this guy is all potted up. He looks really good. He's got a nice root coming out right here, so I think I'm just gonna wrap it in some sphagnum moss off camera later and go ahead and continue repotting some of these plants. Monstera siltepecana is going to be next. I have some scissors with me because I think that, don't have enough room now, do I? Got some scissors with me because I think that I'm gonna have to cut off some rot at some point. Or maybe it'll just come right off on its own. But this guy's been doing decent, but yeah, he's got some rotted roots. I could see them because he was in a clear pot. I could see the rot happening before my eyes. So that's why I knew I needed to go ahead and take care of him sooner rather than later. Oh yeah, the rot's deep down in the root ball, which is really, really odd. Blech, blech. This root ball is just crazy. Okay, so those roots look so much better. This one is just dark because it has algae on it, and I think that that's fine. I don't think that that'll do the plant any harm, but those roots are crazy. So let's go ahead and just stick them straight in a pot. Put a little soil at the bottom and just call it a day. Okay, she be looking real cute. I like her. Miss Siltepecana looks good. I think she'll be much happier in soil, and hopefully we'll have no more rot. Also, you guys, is anybody out there watching, what is it? Firefly Lane on Netflix? Because I am on episode 8 now, so there's only 10 episodes. I think it's just like a small mini series, and I don't know, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do with this guy? I had him crawling up my wall, and then I had to take him down off my wall so I could repot him. Now he looks so gangly and funky. Oh, anyway, back to what I was asking about Firefly Lane. Is anybody watching it? Because I'm kind of digging it, and I think it's pretty good so far if you're a fan of Grey's Anatomy. Izzy Stevens is one of the main characters, and I think she does a really good job. Some people say that she's still like the exact same character that she was whenever she played in Grey's Anatomy. What is her name? Catherine, I can't think of what her last name is. Oh, anyways, Catherine something or other, but I feel like she is very similar to Izzy in Grey's Anatomy. However, I think she is really, really, really like hyped up, like even more so than she was in Grey's Anatomy. I feel like she is really, really, really confident and really about herself, although she has a really good and traumatic backstory. And so, like, the fact that she has any type of confidence with that kind of backstory is, you know, kind of a feat of its own. But anyway, I'm almost done with it, and I'm pretty confused at the moment because for a few episodes now, they have been alluding to something. Like, I'm not going to give out any spoilers, but the episodes have been alluding to something happening, and then I just watched I watched episode 7, and it just completely like changed the direction for me. So I thought it was going one way, and now it's going a different way. So now I'm just like really kind of confused. I forgot that I had this little tiny pieces of Hoya trying to root in water. So Anyway, I'm very interested to see where the series goes. I would definitely recommend it. It's definitely a big chick flick. Okay, so that is Hoyabella all potted up. I have 2 of these, and I was thinking about making some more cuts and making a third, but then I was like, but I like how long it's getting, so I feel like a lot of us have to deal with that every single day. We're trying to figure out if we want to cut or just keep it nice and pretty and long, and that do be an issue sometimes. Oh, let's see. I feel like there's gonna be a lot of rot on him because he was not happy whatsoever. Now I just like run my hands through the roots gently, ever so slightly, and if stuff comes off, then stuff comes off. If stuff doesn't come off, then it doesn't come off. I don't force it in any way, shape, or form. Okay, so I guess it's just kind of dark for some reason. I'm gonna take that as an okay. Now this is my elbow syngonium that I traded with Planty Ashley, and she is actually she looks like she's not doing very good, right? Well, kind of right, but kind of not right. I've taken a lot of cuttings off of her recently. I think I have 3 or 4 that I have upstairs in a prop box right now. And then I had taken another one that I gave to a friend. So she's just looking a little sad because she's had a lot of cuts taken from her as of late. And I kind of took them as, I don't want to say insurance, but kind of insurance related type of thing, because she was looking a little sad, to be honest. But I think she looks a lot better now. There's no more yellowing leaves. Also, I had an outbreak of spider mites, which was an absolute pain in the butt to deal with. Oh, I hate spider mites. I used to think that mealybugs were like my bug, like my pest infestation. Oh, first of all, let's look at, what is that? Oh my gosh. Wow. Heather, you're so lazy. This guy should have been repotted so long ago. Anyway, oh my gosh, it's more roots than leca at this point. Like 95% roots, 5% leca. Jeez. I hope I don't lose all these roots because you waited so long to repot them because you're lazy. But anyway, I thought that mealybugs were like my bug, like my pest that I was gonna have to deal with, and that was gonna be that. But turns out that spider mites also really like my habitat. So dealing with that, and take it from somebody with personal experience. Whenever you see one, just go ahead and take care of it, especially if it's only on like one plant. I know it's very easy to just be like, I'll get to that later. But then whenever you get to it later, it's like a month or 2 down the road and it's on like all of your plants. And then it's an actual like infestation and a really giant pain in the booty. So my advice is to just go ahead and deal with it while it's still like a small kind of contained type of situation, rather than waiting for it to become an actual outbreak. Wow, only a few roots didn't make it, which I am very surprised about. Look at that. What is wrong with me? Why didn't I repot you sooner? I'm so sorry. Oh, I feel so bad. I feel so bad. I think I am missing one more pot. Damn it. This guy doesn't need to be in this small of a pot, but I'm gonna make it work. He's really actually quite cute and red. I don't know if you guys can see that because I can't see the camera because I'm using my phone as per usual, and I'm using the back camera. I normally use the front facing camera, but I was like, let's try and get some better quality. Hopefully at some point in time, I'll be able to afford an actual camera and an actual mic, that would be fantastic. Next up, Monstera Peru. She do be looking cute. She do be looking fine. She's actually been growing quite decently for me, but as is with the rest of them, she's in a clear pot, and I can see that she has rotted roots. So I'm gonna go ahead and take care of that now. I've been meaning to take care of this for a minute and just haven't had the time. And when I say I haven't had the time, I've just been lazy and didn't want to make the time. So yeah, I'm gonna be really surprised if a whole lot of the roots make it, because there was a lot of rot that I could just see from looking at it from the pot itself. Yeah, there's a lot of nastiness. Blech. It always seems to form right in the middle of the root ball for some reason. I wonder why that is. A lot of rot, a lot of smelly rot. Okay, so I think I got most of the rot off. I think it'll be fine now. We'll find out later on down the road if she totally takes a turn for the worst. All right, so that's Miss Peru all potted up. Doesn't look the best at this moment. I don't really love the way that she's looking. I really liked how that container that I had her in previously had her all like bushed up like a cute little bouquet, but this will be okay. She'll grow into it. Okay, so I have 2 plants left, my burrow marks and my giant, and when I say giant, I mean not so giant, philodendron meme. This guy has been really upset for quite some time now. I'm just gonna gently try and remove it from the soil as best as I possibly can. Ooh, without making too much of a mess. Yeah, this is my mother plant. I gave her a cut not too long ago. Wow, big old ball. I'm making such a giant mess now. Look. Anyway, so I gave her a cut not too long ago. Well, when I say not too long ago, it's been a little while, probably a few months. Anyway, gave her a cut, and ever since then, she has been very unhappy with me. Every new leaf that has unfurled from her has been just absolute crap. And I don't know why. I don't know why she's so upset with me. But okay, so it looks like we've got some little bit of root breakage here. Maybe that has something to do with it. I'm not really pulling hard, and I don't really even like to zhuzh or take all the soil off of the root ball because I just don't really like to disturb it that much, but trying to figure out why she's so upset. Anyway, every single new growth that has come out of her doesn't unravel, and when if it does unravel, it's like all broken and ripped, and it's just not even a good time. Like the last one that came out, like the growth point came out like it was going to start unraveling, and it just completely dried up and rotted off. So I don't know what that's about. Hopefully giving her a nice new refresh in soil will make her happier, because I don't know what's going on with her right now. She's being a fussy teenager. She's got a lot of yellowing leaves at the moment, which isn't a good sign. Yeah, so this is what she looks like right now. She doesn't look very happy, doesn't look very cute whatsoever. So hopefully nice new soil change and a repot will do her some good. Now, because I totally thought that I had enough pots, I obviously didn't. I'm going to pot up this really sad burrow marks, and he's got some yellowing leaves right now, and he's just like, he grows so vigorously. He needs to be repotted so bad. Like, these leca balls aren't even like coming out even whenever I'm tipping it. Oh, can't even like shake it loose. I've never had this happen before. I'm gonna go wet it really quick and see if that'll help. Okay, so yeah, I definitely let this guy dry out way more than I should have, but I knew I was going to be repotting him, So I wasn't really even worried about it, but I should have given him a little something something because this isn't looking very good. I think I might have rotted a lot of his roots by letting him dry out so much. Okay, so that's probably as much as I'm honestly going to be getting off of him. Burrow marks are pretty resilient and pretty tough plants, so I have no doubt that he'll be just fine transitioning back into soil. I'm also going to be putting him outside because he was just growing way too large to be cooped up in my tiny little houseplant room area, bedroom. Okay, so this is what he looks like at the moment. I'm going to take off some of those yellowing leaves that he has. Definitely looks a lot better now. I think he'll be a lot happier now as well. Okay, so now that we've got all these plants repotted and in their forever homes for the time being, I'm going to go ahead and give them a quick water with some liquid dirt. And I am not in any way, shape, or form affiliated with liquid dirt. I just enjoy it, and I think you guys will too. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and put them back where they belong after I water them, and then we're going to go upstairs and we're going to talk about purges. Okay guys, so we're in the room where I keep my propagation box because it's, you know, it's kind of, it's in our office out of the way, and I just like not having to, I don't know, step over it every single day like if it was in my bedroom or what have you. And it's always really warm in here because it gets a lot of really good light, plus we keep the vent closed in here because we're not in here very often, so it definitely gets very warm in this room. Look at the little sass. Anyway, so it is purge time. You're doing your first purge and you just need to know what the steps are and how to prepare yourself for your first purge. So I've only done like maybe 2 or 3 purges now. I've done them all on Plant Me Ashley's Discord, and I prefer to do it there because I usually offer better prices than you would typically see on like Etsy or anywhere else online. The kicker is shipping. So it'll be, so say if I wanted to sell a plant for $10, it would probably end up being about 20 bucks after shipping costs. So that plant goes from looking like it's $10 to looking like it's a $20 plant. So you just gotta remind people that that is going to be the price shipped. Also, don't forget to work with people who buy multiple things so you can combine shipping, and that way the price will be a little bit cheaper for somebody. So if they were to buy 2 plants that were $20 after shipping, you could probably just combine the shipping cost and make that whole entire purchase $30 for 2 plants, $10 shipped, give or take. And this is all if you're shipping with USPS, which is usually how I ship. I know that they don't have the best track record, but recently they have been doing very well with my plants, so you know, you live and you learn. So in my opinion, it's better to be over prepared than under prepared when it comes to purging and listing your plants for sale. So I like to go ahead and have everything listed out before I do my purge, because I have like done it on the fly before and it just didn't work out a whole lot in my favor. Well, I mean, it worked out, but it I felt kind of silly afterwards, because if I just taken a little bit more time to prepare, then it would have been better for my friends, my customers, etc. I don't really like to say customers because I just feel like people in the Discord are friends, so, but they're buying from me, you know, you get what I mean. Anyway, I really want to give the best bang for everybody's buck. I just don't like to feel like I'm ripping anybody off, especially whenever I have plants that are just growing and there will be more. It's kind of hard, like, you know, it would be something else if you were selling something like limited edition, like this is the only one, you know, spend an extra few bucks on that, right? But a lot of times plants grow back and I just have a hard time, you know, asking people to pay a large amount for something that grows back. So a lot of my plants I have for like $20 shipped, $15 shipped. And so like let me show you a few examples of that. This is my Hoya obovata variegated. I have got him to be lightly rooted. However, this guy doesn't grow very fast at all. And in that case, this guy is going to be $25 shipped. I know you could probably look on Etsy and just compare prices and probably get something like this for much higher of a price, but I really want to bring the market down a little bit. I mean, I don't want to decrease too much value. I don't want everybody to think that their plants are worthless, because they're not. But I just don't want things to be so high. I want people to be able to afford everything, because plants are for everybody. Now, the one expensive plant that I have is my philodendron squamiferum. It's got a little growth point right there. I am asking $50 shipped for him, and it is because he is a little bit trendier, but also I have been rooting this guy for a really long time. I have been taking care of him. He came from my plant, and he struggled for a little while, but he's like, I don't know if you guys can see it, but he's got a nice root going around there. He's doing really good. He's really healthy, and he's pushing out new growth. I think the price is justified, but that's just me. Also, so I have several Hoya lacunosa snowcaps cuttings in here that are rooted. I have at least 5 of them. Make sure you label all of them and you put A, B, C, D, E, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever it is that will be easier for you to identify which plant it is, the better. It'll help you out in the long run. That way you're not having to compare pictures and trying to figure out which one is which. It'll just save you a lot of time in the end. Also, so my handwriting is absolutely horrible, but I like to write down the plant, how much I'm selling it for, and who buys it, so that I can keep track of it. And in the end, I will then make a separate column of people's handle names, how many plants they bought. I will combine everything into one giant, or big or small, purchase, and combine the shipping all in one, and combine the price so that I'm only asking them to pay one time in Venmo, PayPal, whatever it is. Whenever I come up with their totals, I like to then create a second column next to that and check whether or not they have paid yet or not. I know it's a lot of information to take in. It's kind of really hard to explain my process. I'm sure a lot of people have easier processes. This is just my process. Like I said, this is only like the 3rd or 4th purge that I've ever done, and this is just my experience and how I have learned thus far. And this is how it makes it a little bit easier for me, and hopefully it'll make it a little bit easier for you in case you're planning on doing a purge anytime soon. Yeah, I think that's really all of the tips and tricks that I have to share for purging. It's definitely something that you're just supposed to have fun with, have a good time. It is really exhilarating and exciting to see people want to buy your plants. And yeah, it's just go have fun with it, and make sure you're doing it with people that you trust. Like, if you're buying from a purge, make sure it's from somebody who's reputable and who has, I don't know, who is very trustworthy and all of the things. Don't be buying from Joe Schmo over there who just took a cutting from his mother's palm and is trying to sell that, you know. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. I hope that it was a really nice, super long video, because I know that I've been putting out a lot of short content recently, and I prefer when videos are like 15+ minutes long, and I haven't been putting out a lot of that kind of content. I've been cutting a lot of stuff out because I don't know, I don't like in my videos to see a lot of not incorrect information, but like where I have stuttered or said something incorrectly or paused for too long. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment down below, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys.